we are covering serverless computing concepts for the AWS Certified Cloud Practitioner exam. The most critical concept to understand is what serverless actually means. The name is a common trap on the exam because it doesn't mean there are no servers. It means you, the user, do not have to provision, manage, or patch them. AWS handles all the underlying infrastructure management, allowing you to focus purely on your code. The core of AWS serverless compute is AWS Lambda. Lambda is an event-driven service that runs your code in response to triggers. For example, a Lambda function can be triggered to process an image the moment it's uploaded to an S3 bucket. On the exam, you'll see questions that present a scenario with sporadic or unpredictable workloads. This is a key indicator for choosing Lambda because of its pay-per-use model. You are billed only for the compute time you consume, down to the millisecond, and you don't pay for idle time, which makes it extremely cost-effective for these use cases. Serverless isn't just about compute. The exam expects you to know other key serverless services. Amazon API Gateway acts as the front door for your applications, allowing you to create and manage APIs that can trigger Lambda functions. For storage, Amazon S3 provides serverless object storage, and Amazon DynamoDB is a fully managed NoSQL database service. With both S3 and DynamoDB, you don't manage servers or capacity. They scale automatically to meet demand. A common exam trap is forcing you to choose between a serverless solution like Lambda and a server-based one like EC2. If the scenario describes a long-running, consistent workload or requires direct OS access, EC2 is the better choice. However, if the workload is event-driven, short-lived, or has unpredictable traffic, Lambda is the more efficient and cost-effective answer. The exam will test your understanding of this distinction. To remember the core serverless services for the exam, use the mnemonic LADS: Lambda, API Gateway, DynamoDB, and S3. When you see a question about an event-driven architecture that requires compute, an API endpoint, a NoSQL database, or object storage without server management, think LADS. Imagine a complete serverless workflow. A user request comes through API Gateway, which triggers a Lambda function to process data, and that data is then stored in a DynamoDB table, with related files saved in an S3 bucket. This entire process runs without provisioning a single server. For free practice questions, AI-powered explanations, and more exam prep tools, visit openexamprep.com. That's openexamprep, all one word, .com.